Yo, welcome back. So it's been a minute, so I want to say I apologize for the delay in posting this video, which is, as you're watching it, Volume 1, Chapter 3 review of Berserk. You already know. Yeah, I got really sick recently, is my excuse. I got really, really sick, like in really swollen glands. I couldn't really breathe properly. It was whack as, but anyways, fuck that. We're back. And before we even get started, I was actually thinking about something, and it was kind of funny. I remember my first video I posted, I labeled it as manga, um, manga hater reads Berserk. I can't even call it that anymore because I'm invested. Like I'm looking forward to reading it. I was annoyed that I couldn't record this video sooner because of how much I'm enjoying this like manga series so far. So, anyways, we'll get right into it. This is again Volume 1, Chapter 3. This is called. I should probably leave with that. Hey, this chapter is or was called "The Guardians of Desire," Chapter 1, which I feel that leans into. I don't even know why I have these. I don't even. I'm not listening to anything. This leans into, I think, more the ending of this chapter, which we'll get to that later. We'll get to that later. But anyways, for now, we start off with this absolute ball sack of a priest. You can see him right there, ordering the execution of this poor woman, who's distraught. She's been accused of being a heretic, which is a theme that we identify across the board with wherever this town or castle is at. Clearly, that is like the main context and a lot of the talk around town, if you will. So he says, the Borsak says, the Inquisition hereby finds the accused guilty of making a pact with the devil and engaging in heresy most foul. The accused is therefore sentenced to immediate execution. That wasn't up for debate. And then she said, "Nuh-uh." She's like, "Nuh-uh." And then yeah, she's like, "You gotta believe me." And it's like, I mean, I'm pretty sure the townspeople believe her, but there's no point in arguing because they'll get executed. Feels a bit like Oprah Winfrey or something, you know? You get an execution, you get an execution. Instead of cars, you know. But, anyways, something that I noted as well was see these guys here? I love how they always start off with like a really cool, kind of big panel there. But these dudes here, they immediately reminded me of, if you guys remember back to my first video on this, Volume 1, Chapter 1, the executioner from Coca Castle who looked like a potato. They're back. I think they're being cloned. I think they're cloning the potatoes. Like, they have to be coming from somewhere. So, anyways, I really do think they're being genetically created or purpose bred for this. And, like, one of them maybe, like, went exploring and ended up at Coca Castle for some reason. Anyways, you can see from the townspeople's reaction here that they're quite, I don't know, fearful and withdrawn. You can just tell by their appearance. Um, and then the ball sack goes to his overlord, says, "Your Excellency, you know, the execution is complete. Well done, Dal. Blah blah blah, whatever." He says, "Don't you think we're overdoing this? Like, we've killed 5 people in a month, which is absurd. That's over a one a month, one a week hit rate. That's crazy." And then the big overlord says, "I don't care. Arrest anyone who looks like a spy or drifter as heretics. I do this for the good of all my subjects." Blah blah blah. He's just saying, he's making excuses for killing people. My theory of the potatoes being genetically made comes to fruition. King Potato. Look at him. That is absurd. I don't know if I held that for long enough. What the fuck? Like, I thought that. Can I clarify? That wasn't even like a preemptive joke. I genuinely thought that that was the case. Like, they were being like genetically made before seeing him. Now it's confirmed. Um. Anyway, something else that I've really been thinking about as well. I also haven't settled on his name yet. King Potato, Potato Overlord. Help me theorize in the comments below. If he sticks around for longer than this chapter, help me theorize a name for this guy. Anyways, so the other thing I have to think about. Sorry, I've got like there's a lot of notes for this chapter because there's a few things that I knew I'd forget. So, um, it makes you wonder again. I want to clarify. It makes you wonder again. I wrote this down. how much Kentaro Miura was against institutionalization and religion as a general concept slash theory. A lot of religious imagery so far depicts faith as a flimsy motivator. Yeah. So I can discuss that briefly. So personally, I'm not religious. You know, not for me, but like, I also don't care if anyone is religious or whatever. You don't get what I'm trying to say. Anyways, so a lot of the imagery that we're seeing kind of depicts, again, you'll see down, let me try and get this up here, over here. Very flimsy kind of, a lot of these religious figures, or I don't really want to call them zealots, but I guess so. They're very like, there's no backbone. There's no like, oh, I'm powerfully driven by this religious motivator here, or my religious connection. And so there's no like, oh, I'm not going to do that because I believe in what I believe in. It's all just corruption. And you could argue that that is because there is a literal demon ordering him to do it, like, for sure. And I'm not going to deny that as a factor either, but anyways, that's just something that I find really interesting. And then next, enter Guts. He comes in, he picks up the head. I love the imagery of that. I don't know why, just really cool. Legit, I need to find out his gym workout routine because this man is jacked, bro. And then, so anyways, where were we? So, and then after that, the it's kind of sad. The woman that got executed, her little brother, like, runs over to try and be like, oh my god, my sister. The guard says these hens are rated E for everybody. Just fucking floors the kid. Absolutely levels his ass out, and no one's willing to do anything, because why would you, you know? And the guard comes over, and he literally wants the head. He's like, give me that, yeah? Give me that. He wants the head, and it's like, it's not a fucking collectible, bro. Like, this was a woman. And then Guts spits in his face, which I find so disrespectful. Like, hang on, it's really dark. Oh, fuck. I don't care. Whatever. Anyways, you guys can still see the panels. So, let me fix that really quickly. Hang on. Wait. Oh, it's a little bit better. Anyway, so, where was I? Yeah, he spits in this guard's face, which is super, I hate. The idea of having my face spat in, hell no, that's disgusting. But anyways, no one's going to do anything about it. If Guts spat in my face, you'd probably thank him. You're not going to say anything to him. So, and this is crazy. He literally, so unhinged, takes the, let me zoom in for you guys. He takes the head, and he yeets it. He like, look at this. I'm wearing this specifically for that purpose. He Pat Mahomes the fuck out of her head. Like, he yeeted that. Look. Where's my finger at? Here it is. Oh my god. Sorry. And then he yeeted it. And then he, like, Odell Beckham one hand catches that. Like, what the hell? What a weird sequence. I was pissing myself laughing at that. Sorry, let me mute my phone. Sorry, because where my phone, my notes are. My phone right here. And he, like, one hands it like that. Anyways, kind of badass. Like, he matched the energy. Like, Guts was like, fucking, yo! And then the guy was like, so that's kind of like, it's kind of fucking cool. Anyways, bashes the guard's face in, kind of for no reason, just because he can, really. Like, no one's going to stop him again. And then this is interesting. So Guts draws the brand of sacrifice on her head. And the only way he could do that, because it came from the blood of his brand of sacrifice, which indicates like a serious threat, like a demon or some monster, right? We've seen that previously. And again, that it's not a theory, like it's evidenced by that there. And for me, well, I feel like we already knew that he was going to be a monster. He doesn't look human, right? I feel like they make them look monsterish or demonic intentionally. And this is so metal. He literally takes the blood from the brand of sacrifice and, like, points at him. He's like, you watching this? Like, so cool. Anyways, so badass. And he knows it was cool, too. He was like, yeah, that was sick. Anyways, So, yeah, like I said, Guts fucks that dude up. And then, um, my in-depth analysis, I wrote down here, my in-depth analysis of him doing that was Guts is a savage. And he has a penchant for, like, the theater of the moment, if you will. But, the other part is that, like, the Overlord is, like, amused by that challenge. Like, he literally says here, a declaration of war. You can see, like, down the bottom right, I think you can see it on the bottom, the big fucking big ass head of him. And he's like, declaration of war, and he like pops the head and he's like laughing, like whatever. Anyways, irrelevant, doesn't matter. He'll probably die at some point. And anyways, new character is the next part of this, and there's like this little dude who pops up, and no word spoken. He kind of like he's observing all of that unfolded. He watched it, and my thought process of him being there was he one. It could be two things. So it could be he's there as a character who's kind of supporting Guts' mission to find the God Hand, or he is he lives there, and his relevance to this plot is that he wants the Potato King dead. I think it's the latter. I don't think it's the first one. He doesn't strike me as already. He just doesn't strike me as anything more than a townsperson kind of. Yeah. Anyways, I can't justify that, but that's just what I think. And then so Guts runs and he gets cornered. Sorry, I'm trying to turn the page right now. My hand's sore from holding the book. It's fucking heavy, as this book is so heavy. I don't know if anyone here has read the deluxe edition or like the smaller novels, but my hand is cramping up. Anyways, so where was I? At the time of reading this, I assumed that sorry, that was like the previous notes from like the last character. My apologies. Guts runs, he gets cornered by the guards, and they say, if you resist, your life will be forfeit. Now, what I have to say about that is, in them saying if you resist, your life will be forfeit, you have officially forfeited your own life to Guts. And again, this is not theory, this is evidence-based conversation we're having right now, because it's probably my favorite panel of this chapter, but he turns two guards into four. That is so cool. It's so badass. And everyone's quite fearful. Really, really cool panel here. That's dope. And then what? Oh, that's right. Yeah. And then the next part is when he says, it's the classic kind of call back to the original chapter. Here, let me zoom in for you guys. It was much too big to be called a sword. Massive, thick, heavy, and far too rough. Indeed, it was like a heap of raw iron. It's just so cool. Like, I feel like every dude who reads this is like, this is me. I'm Guts. But anyways, regardless. So this part, I don't even need notes for this. You know what this made me reminded me of? This guard is so scared, and he's like, "Don't stand there, just charge," or whatever he says. This reminds me of you. I don't. If anyone remembers the dialogue or the conversation. Sorry, there we go. The dialogue of the conversation centered around the 100 men versus one gorilla conversation, because this is exactly what it feels like. Like, and for the record, if it was me, I'm waiting until at least 50 dudes have gone in to try and wear out the gorilla before I go in, because that's what his strategy is, and that's why it reminded me, because he's like, just charge. He doesn't want to go in. He doesn't want to die. Everyone else can go first. Like, you guys can go and get fucked up first. Blah, blah, blah. He, like, literally annihilates... Sorry, let me center it. He annihilates everyone, you know. Blah, blah, blah. And then there's crossbowmen up on this kind of balcony area, and he's about to get shot. Enter Puck. Awesome entrance. I was thinking this before, but I'll say it again. Like, if it wasn't... I'm not saying it would be dry without Puck, but Puck gives a lot of comedic relief and lighthearted relief from the dark fantasy intensity of this series. I didn't know how to really phrase that, but he comes in... they, I don't know if Puck's a he or a she, but they come in, and we're doing pronouns out here now. And anyway, so Guts sees where they are and like kind of cuts down the posts that are holding up the balcony, I guess, if you will. And Puck's like, I saved your life. Immediately gets captured, and then saved by Guts again. So I really like the timing, because it's not like Puck's in every every panel in this series, but Puck is like what's what I'm looking for? Comes in at the right times. I feel like it's not like it's forced. It's very playful. It's very funny, and as I just mentioned, it's not forced. It feels like it's very like where's my head at? Feels very much like they're kind of tied together now from the experiences that they've shared when Puck got saved in the tavern in near Coca Castle. You know, in that initial sequence, it seems like Puck is now like, I don't want to say like soul tied, but like they're bonded. They're bonded, trauma bonded specifically. So, and that is not a stretch, because I think that is very reflective of their relationship so far. I'm also interested to see how their relationship plays out moving forward. I feel like Guts will open up to Puck and they'll become pretty close. I don't know why I'm doing that. So, enter once again Lord Zondark. Big ass dude. And can I be real with you guys? After we've seen Guts absolutely annihilate a giant lizard demon, right? Annihilated it. Why would he possibly ever be scared of Lord Zondark? Like, and we knew that this was not going to go well for Lord Zondark, because Lord Zondark is not a immortal demon. He's very fallible. He seems like a human, and as it turns out, I reckon he is, because we see. I'm just going to skip a few pages. He swings his warhammer. It gets crushed by the sword. Let me try and slide across. His face splintered open from like shards of his own warhammer, and gets his head kicked into the ground. There you go. Gets his head kicked into the ground by Guts as well. So, absolute humiliation. And you can also tell from Guts' expressions that there was no challenge for him. Like, different level. He's on a completely different level. So not even any point in really talking about that fight, because not even close. Oh, that's pretty cool though. Front punts him in the head. Kind of G'd up. Where were we? Oh yeah, and then the little, oh my god. Oh my god. Midget, mysterious character that we don't know yet, threw a smoke bomb in and kind of helps him escape. You know, you can see here, over here quickly, like, helps him escape. So you think that he's a character that has good morals, trying to be supportive, trying to help just good people in general, right? We kind of come to discuss that they have a very brief conversation. It's not really worth discussing. It's basically, people in this town are suspicious. The end. Like, there's no relevance really to anything there. But we get to the little midget's lair here, and it's very like, I don't know what the word is. Very like, not suspicious. It's very like dark and just devious. Like, I don't want to say devious, but you know. Anyways, so he says like, oh, is he, like, Puck says, is he a herbalist? What's his profession here, you know? And then Guts says, I suppose if somebody were to accuse you of being a heretic, you'd have a hard time explaining all of this. And then he kind of like chuckles and says, nothing of that sort. I'm just a has-been physician. And I just don't... look, how do I say this? I don't not trust him. Like, because he helped Guts. He helped Guts out, so it's not like I don't trust him because he did something good. I don't trust him because there's an ulterior motive. Like, he clearly, and this is, again, I've read the chapter, so I know that he has a goal, but everything that we've seen him do from this point onwards so far, all we have seen from this little midget thing is, in my opinion, it's like manipulating Guts. It's like he's trying to meet his own needs and meet his own ends. It doesn't matter that, like, what happens with Guts. He knows that there's a common denominator and that they both have a spite or a hatred for King Potato. So he's using that and leveraging that for his own needs. So I don't trust him for that purpose, I think. But regardless, we need a name for this little guy. Hey, what do you think we should call him? Look at him. Let me send that for you. There you go. I reckon he looks similar to King Potato, I reckon. Oh my god, you know, we can call him Potato Yoda. He literally, no? You guys are probably just going to be like, fucking shut up. But still, look, he literally has the same build and the stuff and everything. Anyways, I will move on from that, sorry. I'm like popping off with ADHD today, I think. Anyways, this is hilarious because he's like, the little Potato Yoda is like, do you have a grudge against the Count? Is it revenge? What are you here for? And then Guts kicks his like walking stick out from underneath him and makes him fall over. Like, those are the intrusive thoughts you get in public, but you never act on them. You're like, what if I pushed this old person over? Anyways, no, I'm kidding. So then he gets up and he's like, I couldn't afford to let them capture you back there, sorry. I want you to kill him, and blah, blah, blah. Anyways, I've been joking a lot. Let's get back to being serious. He looks fucked up here. Can we just, like, take a moment to say that this is a character reveal of biblical proportions? He looks fucking hideous. Yeah, Potato Yoda, maybe, but he looks like, if he's a potato, he's the one that's at the back of your cupboard right now that you forgot to put in the bin, and it's been back there for months and it's rotten. Because he looks absolutely diabolical. Anyways, so he clearly is resentful, as we could already tell from his, I don't know, just, we'll move on. I'll get to what I'm trying to think of later, but he says, look at me, these legs, this face. Oh, he's missing both legs. I didn't even notice that the first time I read through. He's missing both the legs. He's double peg-legged. And, is there even a word for that? Anyways, that fiend that fiend cut them up piece by piece and ate them. So even the nose and the grafting from his head and cheek, disgusting. Anyways, that is hideous. So he's like, oh, you didn't believe my story, do you? And Guts is like, I've seen shit you haven't even dreamed of. Like, yeah, I believe you. And he says, rather, I know what he is. So again, it's similar to the lizard, I imagine. Might be a bit different, but very, very similar, I think. And then that's when he's like, I have something to show you. And he takes him to a secret room, or a secret door to a secret room. And then little goblin dude, midget, says, this is it. And then Guts is, excuse me, Guts is absolutely shook. Look at his face down here. And he says, this is a behelit. And let's take a quick look at this thing here, because this is going to be our discussion point for a quick minute right now. That little egg, so I should clarify actually, that is the end of the chapter and the end of the volume. We'll have a bit of discussion now around the behelit and what that whole volume was like. So, alright, these notes aren't needed anymore. Go away. So, the behelit. I believe that there is a greater power to this behelit. I think that it's powerful. Guts wouldn't react to something like that if it wasn't something of substantial power, in my opinion. So, is it a key? Is it a key to something? Is it a weapon? Is it a way of controlling someone? Again, remembering the context of the chapter, the name of the chapter, which is like the something of influence, chapter 1 from memory. So is it like an object that can manipulate or control people or spirits of some sort? All I don't know, all I believe is this little midget is going to leverage the behelit to get Guts to do his dirty work. Because that little guy clearly wants revenge for his face and legs. So he's going to leverage the behelit and be like, you can have it if you do what I tell you to do. And he'll put Guts in a situation where he could die. I mean, he won't. We're just at the start of the series. But he will leverage this powerful object. End of story. So, curious, I don't know if you guys have read it, as in this chapter, but I'd be interested to know what you guys think of the behelit, because it seems really important and really powerful. Don't know the context of it yet, but that is definitely the most important takeaway from this whole chapter. This chapter was a lot of like jokes and conversational kind of banter here, but the behelit, it was a build up to the behelit. So really important to kind of learn the context of that. So if you guys have an opinion or have an idea of what it is, let me know in the comments. But volume 1, that was really cool. I think by far my favorite kind of plot line was the carriage with the priest and the Colette. That was my favorite plot line for sure. I think to be made emotional, because I was quite emotional when I read that part. I definitely started to get a bit teary eyed. To be made emotional without knowing these characters for, how do I say this? When you're watching a movie series, you build the attachment over time. I barely know these characters in this. I barely know the characters in this manga so far, and I was getting emotional after like a couple hundred pages. So it goes to show how well they build the story building, the character development, as we start to unravel Guts' trauma and learn about his past, his goals, and everything that he's been through to get to this point here. So I'm excited to get into volume 2 and see what the behelit is, what happens to the Potato King, and just to see what happens with the God Hand as well. I'm still curious about the God Hand, but anyways, thanks for watching. Thanks for waiting. Sorry this video took so long. I'll try and post more of these reviews more regularly. I'd like to do one ideally like once every 3 days would be kind of my ideal thing. So I'll try and keep to that moving forward. But as I said, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.